Hey guys, what's up? This is Helsing920 and it's time for the console war. Yes guys, it has been quite a few months, but I have gotten so many requests for this one that I needed to discuss it. Yes, tonight I'm talking about the PC. Now, before anyone leaves any comments or sends me any messages saying that the PC is not, a proper console, I know. I know this full well. However, since so many people have sent me messages saying that I needed to cover the PC because the PC is the greatest thing to ever happen to gaming, I needed to touch on this. And unlike my previous videos which focused on a single system, I am not going to play this one level or fair because frankly I think that the PC is the worst gaming platform you can ever have. And I will explain why. But first, I think I should get the positives mentioned, just so that way they're mentioned. Okay? First of all, the PC. If you happen to be a graphics whore who thinks that graphics are the be-all, end-all for games, you are going to love the PC. Because everything on the PC, from graphics to sound, are constantly evolving. So you never have to worry about games coming out, or you rarely have to worry about, games coming out and looking the same, because there's bound to be a new processor out or a new video card that's going to make the games look even better. All right. However, though, that also touches on a negative, but I'm going to hold off on that for now. All right. Another thing. There is a wide selection of games, partially because the PC has been a gaming platform for many, many years. So provided that you have, a fucking operating system that can actually handle the older games, you can go back as far as 15, possibly even 20 years and play some of those games, so that really isn't a huge problem. Something else, and this is actually something that the people have mentioned to me more than I would actually, think of it as a positive. You can mod your games. For those of you who have no idea what in the hell that means that you can download like new, skins and new this and that, and you can make the game look a little bit different. Granted, it really isn't a big thing, but some people see this as one of the ultimate reasons why you need to play on a PC, because you can mod your game, you can make it look completely different from every other version of it being played. And one other one, and I'm not sure why in the hell people were so, hell-bent on mentioning that this one is a positive, but you can illegally download games. Yeah, because going and actually harming the gaming, industry by going and downloading a game as opposed to actually buying it is really a positive. Yeah, guys, yeah, bravo. I really do want to applaud every single one of those PC gaming scumbags who told me, oh yeah, man, the PC is awesome because you're able to steal the fucking games, man. You don't have to buy Grand Theft Auto 4 on the PC. You can just download it. Yeah, that's really smooth there, Chief. Yeah, you just have fun with that. Well, that about covers the positives. Now let's have some fun and dive into the negatives. First of all, do you guys happen to remember in my fucking Wii video, I mentioned the copious amounts of shovelware that have been thrust onto the Wii? Well, the Wii's amount of shovelware seems minuscule when compared to the absolute mountain of it that is available on the PC. Again, though, this fucking comes from years and years of having games put out for the same platform, okay? You are bound to have a fuck ton of shovelware. In fact, if you ever go to places like Walmart or Best Buy and you find PC games there which are for like, like $5 or 10 or like $10, and they look like, knockoffs of things like Zuma or Bejeweled or any of the other casual games out there, odds are it's a piece of shit. Same thing also with if it's a sim game, or oftentimes if it's any newer game that ends in the word tycoon. odds are it's going to be a complete and total piece of shit, and the PC has got so many of these that it is almost frightening. And another negative, which kind of harkens back to a previous video. Do you guys remember when I made that big deal about Xbox Live and its $50 a year charge to play online? Compared to the PC, that $50 is nothing. Let me just try to explain, folks. If you have an Xbox 360, you can spend $50. You can play all of their online ready games all fucking year. Now, if you have a PC, there are certain games which you can play online for free. Other ones demand a monthly charge, and this monthly charge usually ranges anywhere from $5 to $15. And even at the low end of $5 a year, that is $60 a year to play one PC game for an entire year, as opposed to the $50, which is for, now I am just going to say this for those of you who are a little bit on the, mathematically challenged side, $10 less on the Xbox 360 to play their entire online library, okay? That's fucking sad. And of course it gets even worse if you're playing multiple games on the PC that have this monthly charge. It's going to add up. Speaking of mindlessly pissing away money, the PC is built just for that. Alright? You guys happen to remember when I mentioned how PCs are always evolving graphically and everything else? Well, that's because the hardware companies are constantly putting out new processors, new video cards, new everything. And the fucking game developers, knowing this, will actually make games specifically for this fucking for this hardware that comes out around the same time. So if you want to play the newest, hottest, graphically high-end game, you usually need to spend at least $100 extra for some little minor piece of hardware that you then need to go and install into your PC if you even dream of installing the game you want to purchase. Now, folks, let me just put this into perspective for you. If I want to get a game for my PlayStation 3, all I have to do is make sure that the PlayStation 3 logo is on the box. Done. I can take it home, I can put it into my system, and it's going to fucking run. If I want to get a game for the PC, however, I need to have a little list of exactly what sort of technical specs my PC has, and then compare it to the games I'm interested in purchasing. And if I don't have enough power, I then need to spend even more fucking money to make it work, or just say fuck it and see if there's a console version of the same game. Okay? In fact, I can say this right now, folks. I have tried Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PC. I'm going to tell you right now, you're better off playing it on the Xbox or playing it on the PS2, because it was a piece of shit on the fucking PC. Alright? And that, folks, to me is really the biggest problem, is the fact that if you want a game on the fucking PC, it can cost you thousands of dollars to make sure that your system is completely up to date, okay? Unlike the consoles where you spend a couple $100s and you have the system, okay? Very few actual consoles have ever forced you to go out and purchase extra shit to make newer games run. In fact, the only one that is immediately coming to mind is the Nintendo 64. And even then, only a couple of games actually used that fucking memory expansion pack, okay? Very, very few. So it seems almost leaps and bounds different from the PC, where you really do need to keep up with all the hardware if you ever expect to keep up in PC gaming. Yes, folks, I seriously believe that if given the option between gaming on a PC or gaming on any of the three consoles that are currently out, I would go with the consoles. They are cheaper, they are a hell of a lot more fun, and well, folks, let's just face facts here. If I had the option of playing a game on my rather small PC screen or playing it on my 32-inch TV, I'm going to play it on my fucking 32-inch TV, okay? There is just no question there. So yeah, folks, that that actually just about wraps it up for this installment of the console war. And I probably pissed off a whole lot of fucking PC assholes, and well, I actually kind of saw that coming. So I eagerly await all of your mindless, hate-filled responses. It's probably going to be really fucking funny. Until next time, folks, this is Helsing920 saying take care, and I'll see you all in the near future. Peace.